Family is supposed to be everything, right? But what happens when the people closest to you become the ones who betray you the most? My name is Emily, and this is the story of how I lost my mother, my family, my trust, and how I turned it. All around with one dusty envelope buried in an attic box no one thought to check. Growing up, I was always the quiet one in the family. My older brother Nathan was the golden child, charming, loud, athletic, and always surrounded by people. Mom doted on him endlessly. Whenever I got a B+ on a test, it was good job. When Nathan passed a math quiz, let's go out for ice cream. Dad passed away when I was 12, and from that point on, it felt like Nathan became both son and surrogate husband in Mom's eyes. Not in a creepy way, but emotionally. She clung to him. I, on the other hand, became more like a roommate, a quiet one. Despite it all, I loved my mother. She had her flaws, but she was still my mom. So when she got diagnosed with late-stage pancreatic cancer last year, I moved back into the house to take care of her Nathan. He stayed in New York. Too much going on with work, he said. Right, I spent every day feeding her, cleaning her, helping her to the bathroom, driving her to chemo when she had the strength to go. I was there at 2 a.m. when she cried and asked if I could just hold her hand for a while. I was there when she forgot my name during morphine hallucinations. I was the one who watched the light slowly drain from her eyes over the course of 4 brutal months. Nathan came down twice. Once to visit and once to remind Mom to finalize her estate plans. That visit stuck with me. I was in the kitchen, making tea, when I heard him say it. "You're doing the right thing, Mom. Emily will be fine. She's smart. She can figure things out, and Mom." She nodded weakly. "You're the one who'll keep the house safe." My heart dropped. The house. Safe. She passed 2 weeks later. Peacefully, thankfully. I organized the funeral, made the arrangements, delivered. The eulogy. Nathan. He arrived 5 minutes before it started and left right after the reception. Classic. 2 days later, Nathan called a family meeting, which was just him, me, and a lawyer. That's when I got the bombshell, per the last will and testament. Of Rebecca Saunders, I, Nathan Saunders, am the sole beneficiary of her estate, including the house, all assets, savings, and belongings. I felt my stomach turn. No mention of me. Not even a keepsake. I sat there, numb. As the lawyer folded the documents and Nathan offered a very fake smile apology, Mom said, "You're strong." She knew you didn't need it. And just like that, I was told to move out within 30 days. 4. The first week, I was paralyzed. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. It wasn't about the money, it was the betrayal. After everything I did, after all the care, the sacrifice, she left it all to him. But the more I thought about it, the more something didn't sit right. Mom had told me just 2 months before she passed that she was updating her will. She'd looked me in the eye and said, "I'm making sure you're taken care of. Honey, you've done everything." So why wasn't that reflected in this so-called final will? I asked the lawyer. He shrugged. This was the version I was given by Mr. Saunders, notarized and signed. Given. By Nathan. I asked for a copy. He hesitated. I insisted. When I reviewed the will, the signature was off. It looked like Mom's, but she always looped her R in a particular way. This one DIDN single quotes, T. And then I remembered something. There was a box in the attic. A dusty old file box my mom kept her important stuff in, birth certificates, old tax returns, Dad's watch. And, I hoped, maybe the real will. I went back to the house when Nathan wasn't there. Technically still my home for a few more days. Okay? And climbed into the attic. The box was still there, buried under photo albums and Christmas lights. And inside, tucked between a folder labeled 2009 taxes and an envelope of baby photos, was a document. Last will and testament, Rebecca Ann Saunders, updated April 4th, 2023. I flipped through it. It was notarized, signed, witnessed by the neighbor and her sister. And it said in black and white, "I leave 80% of my estate, including the house to my daughter, Emily Saunders, in recognition of her selfless care and dedication during my final months. I nearly dropped the paper. I immediately contacted a different attorney. One, my friend. Sarah recommended. He reviewed both documents, raised an eyebrow, and said, "This looks like textbook fraud. If your brother submitted the older will and knew this one existed, he's in serious legal trouble." A court filing came next. We contested the will. Nathan, of course, acted shocked. "That's not real." He screamed in court, "She gave me everything. Why would she change it?" But the witness signatures were verified. The notary confirmed it was real. Even the neighbor testified. She called me over and said, "Help me make sure Emily gets what she deserves." The judge ruled in my favor. Not only was the newer will valid, but submitting the outdated one knowingly, that could lead to charges. Nathan looked like he'd swallowed glass. Nathan tried to settle outside of court. Offered to split everything 50/50ths. I declined. He tried threatening to go public. I dragged my name through the mud. I laughed. He finally accepted the court's decision. I moved back into my home, the house I grew up in. I cried in Mom's old room for hours. Not because of the money, not even because of the betrayal, but because somewhere deep down, I had been seen. She had tried to do right by me. Nathan hasn't spoken to me since. I heard he lost his job not long after the court case. Something about ethics violations? Go figure. So yeah, that's my story. If you've ever felt like the overlooked one, the backup plan, the second choice. Let me tell you this. Sometimes the truth takes time, but it always rises. And sometimes all it takes is one dusty envelope in an attic to change everything. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true stories from the messy, wild world of family drama. Until next time, stay strong and stay smart.